It is a proper mess.
After months of build-up, we finally have the keys to our Italian home, and today we get to see it for the first time since buying it. To make the sale legal, the previous owners had to knock down an entire floor, but they didn't leave it exactly as we'd expected. Welcome to another beautiful day in Sicily, and we are especially excited today because we have our keys for our brand new house, which we are going to go and see for the first time as homeowners.
I don't want you to think that this is our home. This is No, this is an Airbnb. I'm joking. Okay, no, this is just an Airbnb that we're staying at. It's perfectly fine. But it is very, very cheap because I don't want to spend another penny than I have to on accommodation, as we've just shelled out for a full house.
Thanks to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. We are staying in the nearest town to where our house is because our house isn't ready to move into yet, and there's actually a bunch of stuff that we need to do before we can actually go and live in it. Water, electricity, stuff like that, as well as furnishing the place. So we thought we should have a comfortable base where we can actually be until all of that stuff is sorted.
The aim is, though, by the end of this trip, and we're only here for a couple more weeks, is to actually be moved in and to spend time in it, and then for the next time we come back, it is all ready for the beans. My biggest complaint about living in Italy is that they all talk Italian. Is that breakfast here are all sweet. So we're actually on the search now for savoury breakfasts, and it's actually quite hard to find. So we just got into the habit now of ordering salads or bruschetta for breakfast. Emma's rocking the caprese.
Can't go wrong with the caprese, I feel like.
I'm rocking this. We're from the land of having massive fry-ups for breakfast, savoury upon salty on salty and salty. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Whereas here in Sicily, they have a thing called granita, which is kind of like a frozen, it's like having ice cream for breakfast.
Yeah, but I think actually most people tend to just have a pastry and a coffee for breakfast, which, I don't know, for me, if I have that for breakfast, I'm just hungry the rest of the day. So I'd rather have something more like this to keep me going.
Before we go to the house, we have some news.
Very exciting news.
We're having a baby.
Are we?
Well, kind of. There is some birth involved.
Oh my god.
We are giving birth to a new venture.
We have something that we have been working on for a really long time, and something that we've dreamed of doing for years and years and years. And we're finally doing it.
We are going to be hosting our first ever Travel Beans experience. And this is where you guys, if you want to come and hang out with us, we have a small little group tour of 14 people, and we will be going to one of our favourite countries, which we've never featured on the channel, but we went to before Travel Beans ever existed.
Yes, we are going to be doing a 9-day trip to Malaysian Borneo, which we are so freaking excited about.
So if you like adventure, if you like wildlife, and you want to hang out with the three beans, then check out the link in the description. You can see we've got a website, and you can read all about the itinerary, what's included.
Basically included as much as we possibly can in that trip, so you don't have to use your brain too much. You can just arrive, switch off, and enjoy the experience with us.
This trip won't be for everyone, but if you're someone that wants to get on an adventure and deep into the jungle, going on a night jungle walk, going on river safaris, seeing turtles hatch and make their way to the sea for the first time. So many amazing experiences on this trip.
It's gonna be unbelievable, you guys.
But if you want to go on the very first and possibly only ever Travel Beans tour, there is only 14 spaces. So if this sounds like it's something you're interested in, check out the link in the description, fill out the form, and hopefully we will be seeing you in Borneo next year.
With the announcement of our first tour, we wanted to make sure that we had all of the information gathered together in one place on a website that was easy to use for you guys. The trouble is, neither of us have the skills or the time to be able to actually make said website. So luckily, this is where our friends over at Fiverr came in and rescued us. We would also like to give a big fat thank you to Fiverr for being the sponsors of today's video.
For those of you that aren't familiar with Fiverr, they connect you with top tier talent for all different kinds of projects. Whether you need website development, video editing, AI services, or even architecture and interior design, which we are definitely going to need.
Yes.
Fiverr's got you covered.
When we needed a website for our tours, we turned to Fiverr, and honestly, we didn't know where to start, but luckily Fiverr makes it really simple to find the right freelancer for the job.
I can honestly say that we would not be running these tours if it wasn't for Fiverr, as we've been trying to do this for years and years and never got it over the line. Personally, we went with Lewis Elliott Design as his reviews were super high and he had a great portfolio, but the thing that sold me with him is that his communication was so good, and when I reached out to him to ask would he be interested in this project, he came back to me within 1 hour with a concept for the website that was way better than I already could have imagined.
And not only does it look amazing, it's really easy to use, and we get to start booking our very first tours through it.
And not only that, he turned it around in 3 days. He made this in 3 days.
The community reviews for each freelancer means it's easy to find the person with the right expertise and experience for your specific project. Plus, with their one-on-one consultations, you will have peace of mind that you are working with the best person for your project. So whether you're starting a new business or you're just looking for some help on a new creative project, head over to fvrr.co/travelbeans and use the code travelbeans for 10% off. We will put a link down in the description below. We are about to see our house for the first time since we've got the keys.
Quick recap, when we agreed to buy the house, everything seemed fine, and then we got a call to tell us that one of the floors in the house was illegal and it was going to need to be demolished, and that is what has happened.
Yeah, so since then it's been demolished. We have seen photos and videos, but we've not actually been there in person since it's been demolished.
You might think we're crazy for not going and seeing it in person first, which, yeah, we kind of are. Organising a house sale from another country with a time frame was not the easiest thing in the world. Luckily, we have trusted friends that live nearby who were able to update us on the process, show us videos. So we have seen it on video, but seeing it in real life is probably going to be a very different matter.
So the last time we visited, the house was still fully furnished. It should now be completely empty of absolutely everything. So it's going to be quite a shock, I think, to see the space in its entirety, like as a blank canvas to fill.
We were offered all of the furniture for the sweet price of 5,000 euros. We didn't love the furniture, so we decided that wasn't really for us. When we do go to furnish it, this is going to be the stairs that we're going to have to take it down, and then that is where the house is. So I think it is going to be a proper faff when we do move in. But once we're in and we've got all our stuff in, we're in. I'm trying not to think about that too much because it's a bit daunting otherwise. This is it, the front door, first time.
It feels very surreal having the keys in my hand and not being shown the place, but actually going in, knowing it belongs to us.
This is also like a big life moment for us. This is the first house we've ever owned, and we're going to take you guys along.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, it's going to be really dark because there's no electricity or water at the moment.
Wow.
Wow, that's a nice view, huh? That's half the reason we bought the house.
Looks like they haven't taken everything because there's a big old wardrobe.
A massive wardrobe. See if there's anything in it. Can you have a look? Well, I mean, at least it's empty. No skeletons in there.
We've also got some photos just dotted around.
And don't forget the welcome mat.
It actually feels like we've got a much bigger room than I anticipated. I thought this was kind of like a nothing room, but it's actually, once you get rid of that, it's a nice big room.
Imagine if we had like a kitchen top here. When you walked in the kitchen. Wouldn't that be weird? I just love that we're going to be able to just make it up. Like create exactly the house we want.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Okay. There is some stuff in here. A bit of rubbish that they forgot. It's handy.
This is
The balcony feels so much more spacious than last time.
Yeah, because they got rid of the plants.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Wow. Oh, this is lovely. Okay, and then this is the other bedroom. Oh wow, it feels so much bigger.
Wow.
Oh, feel this space.
This is amazing. Genuinely, like, amazing to see. Now, if we just don't put anything in it, just like we sleep on the floor on a little rug or something,
Wow.
we'll have all this space all the time.
Oh, I'm so excited to see what this turns into. Genuinely so excited.
One thing I didn't ask about is the place haunted?
Oh.
Because the woman that used to live here died. Did she die in here? I didn't ask.
Oh.
Also, she was a really small woman, so would that mean that she was a really small ghost? Noah is officially the first being to sleep in this house, and so we've managed to get him down for a nap so we can explore more. I have to ask you guys, does this annoy anyone else? It doesn't bother me at all.
It drives me insane because these tiles are so lovely. Why, when you come to laying the tiles, would you not firstly jig this one that way, and then if you really want to get into it, why is that one not there and that one not there?
That's so funny, my brain wouldn't notice that at all.
We'll figure something out to cover it up. Let's head on downstairs. I mean, this is going to be a great, in my mind it was just going to be a utility space, but I wonder if you could fit, like, you know, in some of the homes in the UK you get the toilet under the stairs.
You get a little orphan boy.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could fit like a little under the stairs toilet, so you'd have 2 toilets, an upstairs and a downstairs, and then you'd have the utility space out here.
All her ideas sound expensive to me. I want to be like, yeah, of course, definitely. But then my bank balance thinking, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. This is the ugly room. This is the room that I hate with a passion. It's already 100 times better that it's not full of dark, horrible furniture. There's actually a fair amount of space in here. I think because it's so dark, you think it's smaller than it is. Yeah, some people actually suggested in the comments on the last video that we showed the place that rather than stripping all of this cladding off the walls, we could just paint it a lighter colour, which is definitely an option. But there is part of me that really wants to rip it off and see what's underneath. Because if there's something that needs sorting underneath, I'd rather know about it and sort it out.
Oh, I'd much rather turn a blind eye.
Let us know, what would you do? Turn a blind eye or tackle the problem?
Now's the real moment of truth. I actually can't see in there because it's so dark. We're going to need to open up the doors. And yeah, I am nervous about how daunting this is going to be. What do you think?
Well, it's a mess. I mean, we somewhat expected this. Wiring, hanging out. Wow, that's actually mad that was a bathroom. That feels way too small to be a bathroom.
So we have seen videos of this, so
Yes.
it's not completely new, but obviously seeing it in real life is different. But as someone with 0 DIY skills, and
Speak for yourself, mate.
now a smaller bank account that we've paid for this,
Much smaller.
we're just going to want to pay someone to fix this.
Yes, please. Yeah, so if anyone knows any great builders in Sicily,
Yeah.
put us in touch, please.
Or if anyone wants to come and live in this house. You don't want to live in this house. But if you do, it's free if you just build a kitchen for us.
I mean, okay, on the bright side of things, if we had moved in and the kitchen as it was, we would never have made our dream kitchen. We would have just been like, nah, this will do, you know? Whereas now, we have to make our dream kitchen, because what's the point otherwise?
But we're also the kind of people that maybe would just get like a little camping stove, live upstairs, just ignore the downstairs. Like we didn't buy a house that's 2 floors. We just got 1 floor. There's a toilet, a couple of rooms. We'll be just fine, and we'll pretend like this never existed.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
It is a proper mess.
It really is. There's holes in places I did not expect to see holes.
No, and you can see like the structure of the house, like the actual like
beams.
the beams. I know you're watching, being like, you guys are so stupid. I know, because I would be watching saying the same thing. It wouldn't be a fun, weird little YouTube life that we live if we didn't get ourselves into these pickles.
And life's gonna be full of pickles, regardless.
So just choose your pickle.
Choose a pickle, and we've chosen this one.
Yeah, we've chosen a proper shriveled up pickle, haven't we? Yeah.
The ceilings are so nice, though I have to say, I know when we were in here before how it felt, and it does if you ignore everything in the room and just focus on the size of it and the height of the ceiling. It's really nice to have that space. Rather than it just being, because imagine, this is where the ceiling was before, just not that much higher than I can reach. And that would be quite, I don't know, oppressive after a while.
Although this is certainly overwhelming, we did consider buying a ruin in Portugal and building a whole house. And so I think like...
So how are you feeling about this now when you compare it to that?
Well, I mean, it's overwhelming, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. Like, it has potential, it's exciting, we love the house, we love the village, we love the whole package. Mm-hmm. This is just
one room.
A number of steps back, but we made this decision, like, we had the knowledge of all this before we did this. So, like, I don't want it to be like, we didn't have a clue what was going on. We are fully responsible for this mess. And
we're gonna live in it.
And we're gonna be fully responsible for sorting it out.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna be fully responsible of paying someone to sort this out for us.
That's what I'm more like.
As soon as possible.
Yeah. Come look at this and remind yourself of what we have. Despite the mess, this is the view that we're gonna get to wake up to every day and go to sleep to every night that we stay here.
It's so ridiculously nice.
It's like I walk out the doors and I instantly forget about all of that, and then I look back and I remember it again. But
life is for learning lessons and learning skills.
And making mistakes, perhaps.
But hopefully, in a year's time, we'll be able to look at this, look what it is then, mm-hmm. and say, that was worth it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've looked into, for example, the €1 homes, and you see the state of some of those, and people have turned them into amazing homes to live in.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really 1.5 bad rooms.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think when we do move in here, we will actually just be living upstairs, and then we'll work on the downstairs until one day that's all sorted. Yeah. But I'm perfectly happy just
the upstairs
living up there.
Yeah. After a few more minutes of soaking in the experience of seeing this place, I feel again more excited because I'm imagining this place completely fixed up. Just no tiles, no nothing, just this white blank canvas in here. And imagine what a beautiful, quirky little kitchen we're going to be able to have in this room. Actually quite a decent sized kitchen with these massive ceilings. We have all these nice little, look at this, be cooking over here and looking out the window at the view. I'm actually really, really, really excited to see this space turn into a beautiful kitchen.
You seem like you really mean that.
I do. I feel like all those feelings of like overwhelm when we first walked in here have already completely gone. And I actually just feel really excited because they're professionals that know how to deal with this stuff. You know, like, of course we don't know what we're doing when it comes to all this kind of thing. But like, once we get people in to sort it all out properly and we have a perfectly blank canvas in here to work with, I'm confident that we are going to have an absolutely beautiful space here to be cooking family meals, hosting friends and family members here on our lovely little holidays, where we're going to connect with everyone. And I'm really, really, really excited to be able to create something that's ours from scratch.
This has got to be, for me, one of the best places in the world to get rid of any stress and any worry. And just seeing Noah's face as he's exploring the world here just makes me think, like, we're making the right decision. And after a long day, this is a very peaceful way to end it.
I'm sure I've said this before, but I'll say it again, that having Noah in our lives is such a wonderful reminder to be present, because this kid isn't worried about a kitchen or a bit of cleaning or anything, is he? He's just absolutely so happy throwing rocks into the water right now with Mummy and Daddy. And yeah, it definitely makes me stop, and it makes me stop and be present more than I ever did before.
It's funny, we've been many places, we've seen many things, we've done many things, but moments like this are basically trump any of those. Throw a rock in the sea? Do you ever catch yourself sometimes where you just realise that you're in a memory right now? That's what it feels like. I feel like I'm in one of those moments that in a number of years I'll just look back on and remember this specific time when we just bought the house, we just got married, we have a baby, everything in life is kind of perfectly balanced for a change. And I know that's not always going to be the case, and there will be tougher times to come. But if you can't enjoy the good times, then when can you enjoy any time? And right now is one of the good times. I would love to know if you guys have any recommendations or places to turn to for our predicament of sorting out our new kitchen, like inspiration, different ideas. And if you like the video, give it a big fat thumbs up. And if you're interested in checking out Fiverr and their different services, check out fvrr.co/travelbeans for 10% off your first order, and make sure you use the code travelbeans. And nothing left to say, but thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time, and beans out.